Welcome back to the Nose Plays and a very special edition of Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. Today we're going to be looking at the open beta that is currently going on from January 15th through January 24th. January 24th the game will officially release and come out of beta. They've already had a first open beta. This is actually the second open beta where they opened the game up for about a week in early January. Got a bunch of feedback from the community of early adopters who pre-ordered the game. Those people got access to the game, got a chance to play and get some feedback. And Daedalus Studios is already working hard to implement some of the feedback changes that they see, balance changes within the game, and a few other things. So that's good to see. Hopefully they'll do the same thing with the second open beta and get even more feedback, get more people on, test out more of the game systems, but overall it feels like a pretty well polished game. There may still be a few bugs as this is not a final release build yet, and you can see that from the notifications all over the screen that say beta. So but there is a beta forum that you can access down here if you have some comments, if you're part of the open beta and you want to give them some feedback. I was going to go ahead and just show you a little bit. I've spent about an hour playing in skirmish mode, just getting familiar with the new UI changes, which are quite drastic. I actually kind of prefer some of the old UI to what we currently have, but it's still very functional and works pretty well once you get the hang of it. There have been quite a few changes to the game, some of which people are very upset with and some are very happy about it. So it just depends on your opinion of the last game and what you thought of it. They have kind of segregated the game into two very unique play modes. There is the campaign mode, which actually feels, I guess, although I haven't played it a lot, but from what I've read, it feels a little bit more like what skirmish mode used to in some ways, which is good because it allows you a chance to fully customize all your ships, while skirmish mode or multiplayer mode in this game limits the amount of customization you can do with individual ships, but also provides a little bit more balance and ways to control the balance of the different factions, and there's a lot of factions in this game, so we'll take a look at some of them. I wanted to take a moment to jump into the options menu and give you a peek at what that looks like. So as you can see, there's quite a few game options here. A lot to do with adjusting the camera, the grid if you want to have that, and then a lot of graphics options which are fairly self-explanatory. Settings range from low to epic. I have everything pretty much maxed out and it runs pretty well. You can adjust resolution scaling up to 150% or lower if you need to increase the frame rate for some reason. Maybe you're playing on a potato that's even older than mine. I don't prefer using VSync anymore. I used to be an advocate for VSync because the screen tearing is absolutely horrific to my eyeballs. But since both AMD and NVIDIA have come out with new technology, the proper settings, in my opinion, are using enhanced sync and free sync if you have that capability, which I now do, which is what I use. Those two things in conjunction work really well together to give you a smooth gaming experience with minimal input lag. So if you have the ability to enable enhanced sync in your Adrenaline drivers, do that, and then if you also have free sync, that's another way to enhance your experience. I won't go into the details of how those two things work, but that's what I intend to play with. And that's pretty much it for here. Audio controls, I went ahead and turned down the music a little bit. It's a little loud for my ears. Hopefully you guys can still hear it pretty good in the video. And then all of your hotkey commands if you choose to play with those. I tend to do a lot of mouse clicking, which isn't maybe the best way to play, but that's what I do. One thing I did notice that is not in the options menu that I immediately tried to find was mouse sensitivity. I don't see any way to adjust your mouse sensitivity, which maybe they should add, I don't know, but it feels a little slow for me, for my taste. But that being said, like I said, I've spent about an hour in the skirmish mode, and that's what we're going to play today. I'm just going to pick a couple of randomish battles and show you guys the new interface. So skirmish mode is pretty cool. You get a lot of different factions to play from, and each faction has some unique things. Some of the factions obviously are very similar to one another. For example, the Imperial Navy and the Adeptus Mechanicus have a lot of the same types of ships. Both of the Eldar factions, I believe, have similar ships, and then the Tau factions have similar ships. You also have a palette of color schemes that you can pick for your faction, and then your skills. These skills were customizable on each individual ship in the last game. For this game, in multiplayer mode, your Admiral ship gets a couple of unique skills, and your entire fleet gets a couple of upgrades. But you do not get to customize each individual ship like you used to. You do get a much larger selection of ships to pick from, and there are some pre-made fleets that you can pick from, as well as some ability to customize your own fleets with however many ships of whatever types you want within a reasonable point allotment. And we're gonna just go ahead and pick a couple of things. I like playing with the bombs, so we're gonna go ahead and use both the disruption bomb and the plasma bomb, and then we're gonna go for a long range. So I'm gonna pick improved range on my weapons and improved auger arrays, so I have longer range on my radar and can target ships sooner. And then we're going to select our fleet. They have 5 pre-made fleets for 1v1 and for 2v2. For 2v2, I believe you pick a single fleet and then you divide the fleet up between the 2 players. I have not played 2v2 yet. I think we're just going to use the basic Commodore fleet. This is a real generic fleet, has a little bit of everything, including a battleship, Grand Cruiser, Battle Cruiser, a Dominator Cruiser, and a couple of light cruisers. So well-rounded fleet, as I recall. And then we get to pick a game mode. So we have a ranked 1v1, ranked 2v2, a skirmish mode, and then a settings menu. We're just going to pick skirmish mode. This lets us choose an AI opponent. And for the first game for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and play against the Necrons. I need to get a little revenge on these guys. They beat me in an earlier match when I was playing. And we're going to just go ahead and launch and get into the game. Hopefully, I remember to actually talk a little bit during my playthrough, as a lot of times with this game in particular, I tend to lose my train of thought in speaking and get stuck just trying to survive, since I'm not very good at the game. But this is quite beautiful. I love the cutscenes to this game. It's really, really pretty, and just the ability to zoom in on these massive ships is pretty freaking awesome. So, okay, so a couple things that they've changed, and we've already gone over one of the things they changed, which is the customization of individual ships is greatly diminished. You no longer get to customize your ships nearly to the level that you used to be able to. Another thing that they've changed is it does not seem like you can auto-activate your abilities. So a lot of these abilities no longer allow auto-activation by the AI, which is kind of annoying, but there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So you got to do a little bit more micromanaging with some of these skills than you used to. The size of the buttons, the placement of the buttons, it's a lot easier than it used to be, but I have not figured out how to activate these things like you used to be able to do, where they would basically just activate whenever they would come off cooldown as the AI saw fit to do so. So you're going to be manually activating these a lot more frequently than you used to. Now, it's kind of a good thing, because you have a limited number of use of these things. So there is no longer the ability to spam abilities. You can't sit on the back lines with a bunch of Nova Cannons and just infinitely pelt the enemy with Nova Cannons. You have to be very careful how you place your shots, where you place your shots. You get a limited number of Nova Cannon shots, of boarding actions, of bombs. A number of these things are limited. So that's one reason why you no longer have the automatic ability to keep these things turned on or off. At least as far as I can tell. Maybe there's a key. I haven't found it in the hotkeys, and I haven't found it just by clicking on things. So if there is, let me know in the comment section below how to activate these things. But from what I can tell, they're all limited to manual activation only now. Your range finders, so before you had some weird range categories, now it's pretty well defined here. Range of 0, 3, 6, 9, or 12. This will determine your accuracy of your weapons and also whether or not your weapons can reach your target. So depending on what kinds of guns are on your ships, you'll want to pick different ranges. You could still pick the engagement side if you want to, ceasefire, lock on target, frontal attack, broadside attack. And this is the auto engagement. Unless the ship receives another order, it will automatically target the closest detected enemy and begin firing on them. This is good to activate for your ships once you get into the mass hectic battle of trying to control all these things, because they'll pretty much just keep fighting something, which is good. So another thing that's a big change that's a real plus in my opinion are these waypoints. And these are basically capture points. If you capture enough of these and hold them, it's kind of like take and hold. You hold these points and a little meter will fill up, and if you're able to hold enough of these points long enough, even if you don't defeat the entire enemy fleet, you will win the game. This forces interaction, which was a big part of the problem in multiplayer in the first game. There were fleets that could basically infinitely kite you and just sit on the edge of the map, or spam torpedoes forever and never actually engage you in a fight, which was really annoying. This forces players to engage with you, even if you're going to be doing hit and run tactics. That's fine, you can do that, but you can't just infinitely run away from a player or just spam long range weapons from outside of their detection range. You have to come in here and engage and fight over these checkpoints, or you will eventually lose the game. And I like that feature so far. I think it's a good feature, and it will encourage engagement of fleets. It also gives you some tactical decisions, because one of the real easy ways to outplay other AI fleets in particular was just to group all your ships up, and the AI would always kind of spread their ships out, and if your ships are always grouped in a cluster and you attack, you always have more firepower on the map at any given location. Well, that works to an extent, but with these checkpoints, you won't be able to capture as many of them as quickly, and that means that the other player will get a little bit of a head start on you in terms of scoring those victory points. So it is one way to, again, force some tactical decisions. And one of the tactical decisions we're going to make is we're going to go ahead and take our small ships and we're going to set them over here. I want both these guys facing this direction, and we'll be sending them out to capture that point. And then the rest of my fleet, we're just going to bring these guys up here, and we're going to head straight for this, and then probably head over there. So here's your all-ahead full, here's your high-energy turn, here's your all-ahead normal, and then here's your burn retros. You can activate any ship over here, and double-clicking on it will center it on the screen, so this is a quick way to get access to all of your ships if you're trying to get commands. You still have the ability to slow things down by pressing the spacebar. I think that's it. We're already 6 minutes into this and we haven't even done anything yet, so let's go ahead and get started.
Setting course.
Get these ships over there. Get these ships over there for now, and take a look at our Necron opponents. So it looks like they're sending out some type of fighter squadron, and then they have 3 ships over here. They may also have some ships running silent, which we do not currently. That's fine.
Aye, Admiral.
Check the range on our Nova cannon. We also have quite a few torpedoes. And you can see when I
We
highlight
serve.
this whole group, I get access to all of the ship's abilities. So that's another way to help with micromanagement to some extent.
We wait your command.
I'm gonna
Underway.
zigzag those guys in there and get them heading this way. Actually,
The enemy
Yeah,
has
that's fine.
seized a strategic area.
alright, so they got to a strategic point before us, but we're about to get our first strategic point, and soon to be our second. You can see they're coming in
We
here.
wait your command.
I do not have any fighter squadrons. Fighter squadrons are really good at
Your orders?
defending against bombers and torpedoes and other things like that, so hopefully we're able to shoot most of these down.
We serve.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try and knock those guys down a notch. That's gonna be a direct hit.
Your orders?
You have seized a strategic area.
Let's go ahead and send these two ships that way.
Coordinates acknowledged. Aye, Admiral.
These ships have got their...
Ship ready.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually send
You have seized
one
a
of these
strategic
over
area.
here and then over there, and we're gonna try to rob
Ship
them
ready.
of their strategic points. Alright,
We wait your command.
I've got a second Nova cannon here. Go ahead and drop that.
We wait your command.
Got another nice
We
hit.
serve. Your orders?
And we're gonna
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Enemy sighted.
We're gonna move quickly
We
this way.
serve.
So we're gonna try and cut them off.
Engaging engines.
Still managed to get a good shot in there.
Aye, Admiral.
Alright, call to arms.
Lightning strike successful. Lightning strike successful. We wait your command.
Brace
Brace
for
for impact. Underway. Changing course.
that ship back over that way.
Your orders?
To get a plasma bomb on these guys.
All is lost. We serve. Engaging engines. Coordinates acknowledged. Your orders?
Where's my rally?
Ship ready. Aye, Admiral. Impossible, Admiral. Impossible, Admiral. Your orders? Engaging target.
Let's get everybody attacking something here.
Imperial ship destroyed. Setting course. All ahead full. Ship ready. Maximum burn.
Alright,
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
We wait your command.
Try to get my ships grouped
Course
up here.
engaged. We serve. Changing course.
Let's get everybody on this guy.
Impossible, Admiral. Aye, Admiral. Your orders? Brace for impact.
That ship.
Understood.
Ramming speed.
Cruising speed set.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Yeah, that ship is scuttled.
Heading acknowledged.
That's not good.
We serve. Targeting enemy vessel. Impossible, Admiral. We wait your command.
Alright, let's get all of
Course
our
engaged.
firepower over here.
Aye, Admiral. Your orders? Understood. We wait your command. Course engaged.
Let's see if we can't get some good hits
Enemy
in
ship
here.
crippled by the lightning strike. Ship ready. Engaging engines. Your orders? Heading acknowledged. Ship ready. Lock on target.
Get in close range. And continue to pound this guy from the rear.
Understood. Coordinates acknowledged.
How did he do that?
Enemy sighted. Course engaged. Enemy sighted. Aye, Admiral. Your orders? Damage teams, begin repairs now! Aye, Admiral.
You have seized a strategic area.
Underway! We serve. Changing course. Maximum burn!
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points. You have seized a strategic area.
We wait your command. Heading acknowledged. Fury interceptors in flight. We serve.
This guy over here.
Ship ready. Targeting enemy vessel. Aye, Admiral. Brace for impact. Impossible, Admiral. Underway.
Let's try to get some melted torpedoes on this guy.
Changing course. Disengage. Disengage. We wait your command. Coordinates acknowledged. Your orders? Target locked in. Reloading. Aye, Admiral. Setting course. We wait your command. Your orders?
Alright, so let's get him
We can't
back into
take
the
much
fight.
more!
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Assault crews report success. Lock on target!
Let's get into close range.
We serve. Lightning strike successful.
We got bombers now.
Starhawks loaded and sent.
Our bombers over here. We'll watch these guys fly. Here they come. Let's see if any of them make it.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Alright, we got some.
We wait your command. Ship ready.
This ship is really hurt.
Understood.
Let's do a high energy turn. We get one last torpedo.
Engaging engines.
You have accumulated 75% of strategic points. The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Course engaged.
Alright.
Heading acknowledged. Starhawks loaded and sent.
That's my bomb. That should kill it. Disruption bomb for that
You
guy.
are close to victory by strategic points.
Alright.
Ship ready.
Gonna leave him there.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Gonna turn this guy around.
Changing course.
Ooh. That's one way to do it.
All ahead full. Underway.
There we go.
Impossible, Admiral.
Alright, that one's gone.
Cruising speed set.
And that's the game. Alright, so as you can see, it's a little bit hectic. Got a lot more ships than you generally did in the other game. But it's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. And that was my first time I've ever had a victory against the Necrons, so it felt pretty good. So, that being said, Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, you guys should definitely check it out. I don't know that I'll be playing a ton of this on the channel. If I do, it will probably be part of the campaign, as that's probably the most compelling part of the game to me, although I do love a good skirmish. I just don't think I'm a good enough skirmish player to really offer much content. So if you enjoy watching me play skirmish, that's great. Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be happy to do a little bit more for you guys. But if you want really high level play, there's a lot of other great YouTubers out there that probably do it better than me. If you want to, however, stumble through the campaign and see what it's like, I'm definitely going to at least do a couple introductory campaign videos regarding Battlefleet Gothic 2 once the game releases on January 24th. So look for those in the next couple of weeks. Until then, this is really just a notice to let everybody know that the game is officially in the last stages of open beta before it will release again on January 24th. So if you are interested, definitely pick it up. It's going to be quite the epic game, and it's getting really good reviews already. So until then, this has been The Nose Plays, and I hope you guys have a great day.